Sodick AD3L. Sold, and this is how you would start with the install. First things first, find on the skid the box marked machine pads, which will have 5 very thick machine pads and 4 thinner machine pads. The 5 thick machine pads are for the main machine, the 4 thinner pads are for the fluid tank. Be sure to set these down before putting the machine on the floor. The machine must then be leveled and set high enough that you will be able to install the fluid tank on the 4 pads and the drain. It is important not to have the main machine too low, or you will not be able to install the drain pipe to the fluid tank. Find the book marked AD3L Machine Tool. Go to section 4, which is where we will find how to uninstall the moving brackets. There are quite a number of shipping brackets. There are 2 under the dust cover on the left-hand side of the machine that you would need to remove 8 screws from the dust cover, and then there are 3 screws on each bracket, 2 brackets, 6 screws. And they have a little dowel underneath, so you have to wiggle them to get them out. Don't tap them to the side. There is a large bracket between the machine and the movable tank, and it has a place for 4 screws. We have only installed 2, one to the machine, one to the tank, because you can't reach the other one unless you happen to be a giraffe. Okay, so that is next. There is a bracket that holds the monitor from rotating, and it has 2 screws from the bottom into the monitor and 3 screws into the side of the post that the monitor rotates upon. I personally would unscrew the 2 screws that go up into the monitor first, and then the 3 screws from the side. This shows the bracket that holds the Z-axis. It's actually only held in by pressure, and you really shouldn't try to move that until you've got some electrical to the machine. And so here it is just to show you. Locate the rectangular black drain tube and make sure that the main machine is located tall enough for this to be installed without trouble. You will have to remove a silver cover on the main machine that has 2 screws in the side of it. See the little white connector? It's right there. That goes under the electrical box, not in it. Remove the filter cover to find the hose. It's in a plastic bag under there. In this box you see the silver 2-stage bracket. Inside of it is the mouse and the pendant. And to install the mouse, there is a plate on the bottom of the monitor that you have to unscrew 2 screws, and then the bracket will open up enough that you can get the connector for the mouse through that and up to the green connector inside of the cabinet. Be sure to add oil. See the tank marked Vesolite oil number 3. We had to drain that for shipping, and you could damage the machine if you run it without oil. Just want to make sure you know that there is not oil in that tank now. There happens to be one little electrical connector with a white end on it that plugs in outside of the electrical box on the bottom left. It's a little bitty wire inside of a black plastic flex covering that is tied up on the motor end of the fluid container, and just wanted to point out where that is because it's really hard to find. Thank you. This is just some pictures of the electrical box. I indeed checked that every wire that was unplugged was marked on the wire and in the box matching. So these are just some pictures in case you need to try and see anything to help you along the way. This is just a shot of the skid showing the transformer that you will need to configure in accordance with the power in your building, the magnet for in the tank, 4 brand new machine filters, 3 cardboard boxes with tooling in them and other components that we had to remove from the machine. There's also a side panel for over the fire extinguisher and the black box on top that has the 5 tall machine pads and the 4 short machine pads and some covers. Thank you. I hope you enjoy the machine and that it has a nice long life with you. Thank you once again.